Till to the date, she completed 7 research projects and trainings and also published 27 journals and papers collectively. It's our pleasure to welcome you to the Tech Talk, ma'am. And now the session is going to be started by Dr. Ann Baby, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for the very good introduction. We'll start the webinar. Dr. Muruga Bhupati, can you see my PowerPoint slide?
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed, madam.
Okay. A very good morning to all of you. Today we will be talking about how to learn data analytics with the help of visualization tools. Hope all of you would be knowing what is data analytics. Data analytics, it is nothing but, just a minute, sir. As you all know, data analytics is the process where you inspect, clean, transform, and model your data with the goal of getting some useful information or conclusions. As Edward Tufte correctly told, every single pixel in your data, it should testify directly to the content. What you see on the screen is, I suggest all of you to kindly go on a mute mode. What you see on the screen is data which has been updated on July 30, 2020 regarding the COVID-19. You can see the top 5 countries by confirmed cases, the cumulative cases, the daily new cases, how many cases confirmed, the total infection rate, recovery rate, and so on. This is what we can say to be a very good visualization aspect of data analytics. We do have lots of data coming all across the globe, country-wise, state-wise, district-wise, city-wise. Daily, the data comes up. We accumulate all the data together. We discover them. We inspect it, clean it, we transform it, we model it, and then we come up with such visualization aspects. This is exactly what is the goal of data analytics. You have a real world problem in your hand. You come out with some meaningful information which even a layman can understand.
What is the reason, ma?
As I was earlier telling you, data analytics, you have large amounts of data like the COVID data. You have to uncover hidden patterns, hidden correlations, and come up with proper insights so as to make good, proper business decisions. As you all know, in data analytics, we do have the 4 V's. The first V is volume. The enormity of data, the size of the data stored, it would be very, very huge. And of course, the variety of data would come across in heterogeneous patterns. The nature, structure, type would be completely different. And even the velocity, the speed in which data comes in, the speed in which data has to be stored, and the speed in which data has to be generated has to be thoroughly kept track of. And the last V is veracity, which includes the quality of data. Only if you get good quality data, it can be captured well and visualized. Research suggests that there are 4 kinds of data analytics. The first kind of data analytics is predictive data analytics, where you work on a data set to determine what can happen in future so that you can make a prediction, like what might be the death rate months or 4 months. You even have something called prescriptive analytics, which works on a given data set and determines what actions need to be taken. It is more of action oriented. The descriptive analytics, where we analyze the past and then you come out with documentation like why it actually happened, what had happened, what triggered the happenings, and so on. And then we have the fourth called diagnostic analysis, which works on current data sets. This is the usual normal process which happens in any data analytics project. You have the real world, the reality, which generates enormous amount of data. The data, the raw data, it is collected, it is processed, it is cleaned using your data mining techniques. Together with cleaning, we even do an exploratory data analysis where we might go in for dimensionality reduction like the PCA, SVD, and we come out with models and algorithms. Once we have models and algorithms, the most difficult but important part is how do you communicate this data, or how do you visualize the data to the public or to the layman? Because only if you communicate your research or your work have prominence, and only then you can make good decisions. What we will be focusing today is how do you communicate your results, or how do you do visualization of your reports. So let us first understand, what do you mean by data visualization? As you can see, data visualization is pictorial representations. It could be charts, it could be graphs, it could be any graphical kind of an interaction. It will include your scientific data, the bulk of information you have, and of course, a very good visual analytics. It is actually a combination of a very good GUI, a graphical user interface, lots of your information, your scientific temper patterns, and then your visual depictings. People always think, why do we need data visualization? As you all know, the human brain is a machine which has a lot of very complex operations happening. A single picture can talk 1,000 words. The human brain, researchers have shown that it is able to imbibe and understand pictures much more easier than numbers and than written text. That is why all industry, be it the software, be it the finance, or be it the retail, or any kind of industry, which even includes research, they go widely for data visualization techniques. Data visualization, it is achieved with two things. One is the data. You have raw data, you have to prepare it, you have to transform it, filter it, map it. That is one part of the story. The first part of the story deals with data. And the second part of your story, it will deal with graphics. You will have to use your geometric patterns. You will have to do a lot of drawing and generate graphics so that things are understandable much more easier. I have a small example over here about the Paris subway activity. Those of you who have visited Paris or have plans to visit Paris in the near future, of course, the COVID does hamper your travel plans, but the Paris subway is actually a very, very complex pattern. You can think of it as analogous to the metros which are available in India. The cheapest way to go around Paris, of course, is the Paris subway. But there are linking rails, intertwining stations, patterns, routes, route maps. And it has to be depicted in a very, very flawless manner so that a normal person in Paris or a normal traveler who is visiting Paris will be able to understand stuff. These are applications where data analytics and the visualization patterns come in. Or imagine adults have wealth of less than $10,000. You are to build up a pyramid and then you are to do the partitions. This is again another solution which you can come up with a DV tool or a data visualization tool. Or imagine you want to find out for every dollar one spent. This is with respect to the United States. In the US, they've done a study which shows that for every $1 spent on early childhood education or primary education, there is a total savings of between $3 to $17. Imagine you are to do such a study based in India or any other country or any other state. You can do it with a data visualization tool. Or imagine you are to come up with such a dashboard where you are to do the weather patterns. Like if you talk with respect to the state called Kerala, now we are having heavy rains. Imagine you are to do a forecast, or you are to do a past study, or you are to do a comparative study among the years, among the months with respect to the monsoons. You can do it beautifully with the help of a data visualization tool. Or imagine you are to find out the soil temperature, moisture, pest warnings in different parts of the country so that it might help farmers. You can build it up with your data visualization tools. Or very interesting, if you want to do a geographical pattern to find out which are the drunkest countries in the world. Anyway, now as per the 2019 data, they've come up dark blue, the navy blue. They show the most drunkest countries in the world. Russia and Canada, they happen to be the most drunkest countries in the world. Imagine you're gathering data from all around the globe, and then you are doing a depiction on the globe to find out such a kind of an analysis. This is where data visualization tools, they come in handy. As we saw earlier, data visualization tools, they are an array of charts and graphs. If you are to do relationships, you have two variables, you can use a scatter chart. Or if you have three variables, you can do a bubble chart. Or let's say you are to find out a distribution. If you have very few data points, you can go for a column histogram. You have several data points, you can go for a line histogram. Or you're not going for a single variable, you're having two variables, you can go for a scatter chart. Or might be three variables, you can go for a 3D area chart. Or if you're going for composition, static or dynamic, if you're going for dynamic with just few periods, you can either go for a stacked 100% column chart or simply a stacked chart. Or if you are doing a comparison between relative and absolute, you can either go for a stacked 100% or a stacked normal area chart. Or if you are not going for time, you're going for static data, you can go for a pie chart or a waterfall chart or a 100% column chart with subcomponents which are components of your components. Or like you can even do comparison. You can do two kind of comparisons. It could either be over time or between items. If you're doing between items, you could do column charts, embedded bar charts, or the normal variable width column charts. Imagine you're doing with respect over time, comparison over time. You can either go for a circular area chart, a line chart, a column chart, or a line chart based upon how many periods you have, whether you have few periods or whether you have several periods. So what If you're using sequential data, you will have to use single color. And if you're using diverging data, you have to use complementary colors. And of course, you have to have a wide range in both the hue and the brightness. Otherwise, you will not be able to differentiate your uh, bars or pictures. Now, even though what you see on the screen, they are not hard and fast rules, they are best practices which you can be following so that your data visualization comes out good. Now, this is how you can visualize your data. You call this a dashboard. Now, what I do have here on screen is a dashboard of a few orders and the users which came up in Flipkart. I just took a random data from Flipkart from a random geographical area, 700 users. They gave in 31,000 orders, out of which 10,000 only were shipped. And then I even have a graph which shows users by time and even a stacked bar. Now, I do have 5 kinds of depictions over here, 3 on top and 2 below. When you have a combination of many of these depictions together, you call them a dashboard. Now, this is exactly what a data visualization tool helps you to build up a dashboard. Now, we can go much more further and try to look into what do interactive dashboard. Now, what you see on screen here is I've done a sales summary, an executive sales summary of a particular organization where I do have lots of things. I do have a stacked bar, I do have a donut, I do have a pencil, I do have a bubble, okay, I do have line charts coming in. There are a lot of depictions over here. I even have things over here like the year. I've got things ranging from 2013 to 2016. Now, this is what you call a normal dashboard. I can make my dashboard interactive, like I can select the year. Let's say I want to select, now I have things from 2013-16. Let me go from, let's say, 2014 to 2016. The same dashboard, it is now interactive. Based upon my requirement, things on the dashboard, they change within fraction of a second. Such kind of dashboards are called interactive dashboards. I've got another census dashboard about a few states in the US, the population, the income, the poverty rate, regions, state-wise, etc. I even have the median household income. Now, I've built up an interactive dashboard. Like, I change my median household income, things in my graph, they suddenly change. Or like I change a particular state, the graph changes in a fraction of a second. So this is exactly what data visualization tools, they help us to do. There are lots of tools for data visualization. Of course, they are done with advanced software systems. And why do industry use them? Of course, to reduce the analytics time so that you can make speedy decisions, you can work fast, you can enjoy lower cost, and even you have a competitive advantage over the others. There are lots of tools which are available, out of which I've listed out a few top tools. We do have Tableau, we do have Power BI, we do have ClickSense and ClickView. SAP has also come out with the SAP HANA. The top tools used for data visualization. We do have many more tools like Google Charts, Plotly, Sysens, Infogram, D3, HiCharts, eCharts, Leaflet, Vega, DecGL, Find Report. All of these are visualization tools which help you to come out with data visualization. Now, let us see how you can do data visualization with the help of a few tools. Muruga Bhupati sir, can you see my Tableau?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Visible, ma'am.
We'll have a quick tour through Tableau. How do you use Tableau? Now, as you can see over here, you can connect to any kind of a database. It could either be an Excel file, a text file, a JSON, or an Access, PDF, spatial. You could either directly go to any database on the internet. Anything is possible. I have a few things saved over here. I have a sample Superstore. I've taken a sample of Superstore, which shows the details of sales, profits, discounts, etc. in a particular organization. This is an Excel file which is available freely on the internet. You can simply type in a Superstore data set, you can get it. Now, onto the left end, you can see all the fields. Okay, I do have customer name, segment, order details, location details, product details. I do have lots of details. And now this row column sheet 1, this is my plot area. Now what I am planning to do is I am planning to create an interactive dashboard in Tableau. So to create an interactive dashboard in Tableau, okay, I'll create a profit dashboard. First, I'll do profit by category. So I'll have to decide my rows and columns. So I'll just take my profit. I'll put it in my columns. I'll even want it based on category and subcategory. So I'll take my category, put it in my rows. I'll even take my subcategory and put that also in my rows. Okay, so now I've got a perfect graph which shows my category, subcategory, and the profit and loss. Now look here, things to the left you can see over here, that is loss. So hope you remember what I told you. You should have correct coloring. Only if your coloring is perfect, things will be understandable for the user. So for this particular dashboard, I'll use a red-green diverging, which tells me that if things are in red, I'm onto a loss. And if things are green, I am into a profit. So I've done a profit by category sheet. I'll create one more sheet. I'll go for profit by state. I'll go for profit by state, for which I'll have to take my state. I'll take my state. I'll throw it in my plot. Okay. So I'll even want profit. When you do profit by state, things will be much more visually appealing when it is in a graph, because we will be using the US state chart over here. So the US map has come because I threw state in. Okay, so all the states have come. Now what I'll do is I'll calculate even the profit for each state. Okay, I'll go for a bit of a coloring. Okay, so things look better. I'll go for my same green and red-green diverging, so that I can be able to see where do I have a loss, okay, and where do I have a profit. Okay, the light pinks, okay, it is minus 6528 loss. When I go to a bit more darker, it is minus 25,729. Light green I've got a very small profit of only 1,833. Okay. I go to California, dark green. I've got a very high profit of 76,381. We'll do one more thing. We'll create one more for profit by manufacturer. Okay. I'll go for profit by manufacturer, where I'll take the manufacturer, I'll put it in my column. I'll take my profit, I'll put it in my row. Okay, so I'm having profit with respect to each and every of my manufacturer. I'm not able to see everything on my single screen. I'll click an entire view. Okay, now things have come, everything together, all my manufacturers, they've come in a single screen. I'll do a bit of a mischief over here. I'll just sort them with respect to profit. Okay, so that things come much more prettier. Okay, not by data source order. Instead, I'll go by field. Yeah, profit. Things look better now. I'll even go for my same coloring, because I'm planning to use the same color hues everywhere. I'll go for red, green, diverging. Yeah, looks good. I've applied. Yeah. So I'll be able to see. I'll just traverse and I can see which of the manufacturers gave me a high profit. Yeah. Canon gave me a very high profit, while I have this guy called Cubify who gave me a terrible loss. Okay. Now we do have our data visuals. Now let us create a dashboard. Okay. Now I'll go for a generic desktop so that things are better. You can just drag and drop. Okay. I've drag and dropped my profit by category. I've drag and dropped my profit by state. I'm even dragging and dropping my profit by manufacturer. I'll have this an entire view. Okay, looks good. I'll just exit this particular thing off. Okay, now this is a dashboard. This is a dashboard, but it is not interactive. It is not interactive. So let's have a few things more. Let's have a few filters so that things go much more interactive. I'll have category. Okay, so I can have my filterings over here. Category. I'll even have a few filters for my manufacturer. Yeah. Okay. So that I can check by manufacturer. I'll even have things by state. Okay. Just a minute. We'll add a few things over here. Let me just go back. We'll add a few filters over here. We'll have the year-wise details. Okay, we'll have the year-wise details. Okay, so I'll just have the order date into my filter. I'll have the order date. Okay, I'll select the years. I don't want the dates. I'll just have the year-wise details. I'll use all my years. Apply. Okay, I will even have, okay, let's even go for country or state. Okay, we'll go for state also. Okay, the same thing. I'll use everything. I'll use all my states. Okay, let me come back to my dashboard. I'll use my filters and then I'll insert my order date. I will even be inserting my state. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now what I can do is I can make this much more interactive. Like I can have this as a single value list, or let's say a single value drop down. Okay, like I can have a drop down, and when I click all, I get the details about all. When I click furniture, I get the details about furniture. Something only this graph changes. This graph, the other two, the profit by state and the profit by manufacturer doesn't change. So it isn't too interactive. So what you can do is you can apply it to all the related data sources. Okay. Now, when I click furniture, okay, I have changes in all the corresponding things, corresponding graphs, which happens, yeah, which means good. This is now an interactive dashboard. I'll do the same thing even for manufacturer. I'll just have a single value list, okay, where, I could go for a drop down or things like that. Year of order, okay, this also I will apply to all my worksheets. Okay, year of order, I'll have it in a different pattern. Let's say I'll have it as a slider. Okay, you can slide in. Together with that, I will say apply to all my related data sources. The same, I will even do it over here. I can even go for another kind of thing, like say, okay, single value list. Okay. Now, you can now work very interactively on this Tableau profit dashboard. Now, what I'm doing is I am finding out the 2007 year details about Arizona. Or let's say I want to find out the 2017 details about California. Or let's say the 2018 details about California with respect to a man called Adams for the furniture category. Okay, there wasn't any furniture, that is why. Okay, so that is how an interactive dashboard can be built. Now you might have noticed we just took 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, I had a huge amount of data, 5 years data, not 5 years data. I did have 3 years of data from 2016 to 2019 for might be 50 manufacturers and for all the states in the US for 3 categories of products: furniture, office supplies, and technology. You were able to work very efficiently using Tableau. This is how interactive dashboards can be created using a data visualization tool. Muruga Bhupati sir, can I continue?
Yeah, ma'am. Please, ma'am. It's audible.
Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute, sir. Let me just change my screen.
Okay, sure, madam.
So that was how you work with a data visualization tool called Tableau. Muruga Bhupati sir, can you see a Power BI desktop?
No, ma'am. It is not visible, madam. Yeah, going on.
Are you able?
Visible,
Are you
madam.
able to see a Power BI?
Visible, okay, madam.
We will even have a quick tour through Power BI. Power BI, the word itself, BI, is business intelligence. Power BI is business intelligence. It is a relatively newer tool than compared to Tableau. Tableau was in the market from 2003 onwards. Power BI is a new entry, just came into 2013. But the software industry and the research industry, the retail, the commercials, everybody, they use Power BI very largely. Power BI very largely. We'll have a quick tour through Power BI. How do you create an interactive dashboard through Power BI? Now, just like in Tableau, you can import n number of data sets through Power BI. Like, you can have Excel, You can have Power BI data set itself, or you can have JSON files, you can have PDFs, or you could even have your Access databases. You can have any kind of databases imported in Power BI. As of now, I am planning to import an Excel database because I've downloaded some data in Excel. I've imported, I've saved the COVID-19 data, which was published in Worldometers info on August 10th, yesterday, which means, if I'm not wrong, it would have been the data of August 9th. So we would be seeing the COVID interactive dashboard of the data of August 9th, which was updated on August 10th. Now, as you can see onto the right side, you have three panes. You have filter panes. You have filter panes where you can do your filters. Then you have visualizations to select which graph you want. And then you have fields where you will be seeing the fields which you are selecting. Now, as I told you earlier, I am importing it, which I downloaded from the internet. I only have a single sheet. So I select that particular sheet. We'll just have a quick look through our data. Per country, total cases, total death, recovered, active cases, serious critical deaths per million, total tests per million, the total population. These are the data which are available in my sheet. There are three options over here. You can either transform your data, where you could do all your processings, like you can do a bit of an inspecting, cleaning, and all that. Anyway, I am not doing all that. You go into your Power Query editor where you can be doing all that. I will directly go into my data set. Not now. Okay. I'll go into my data set. Give me a minute. They're creating a connection in the model. See, onto the left side, you can see three things. The first one is your report pane. Where you would be doing all your dashboard and the reporting stuff. And then you have a second pane where you can see the actual data. You even have a third pane, which is somewhat similar. You might be having ideas about your ER diagram, the entity relationship diagram coming in. It is exactly what it is. Like, imagine you have several data sets. You can create connections between the data sets. That is why you have the third pane. I'm getting all the data loaded. It is quite a heavy data set. That is why. Now, as I was telling you, onto your right side, you can be seeing all the fields in my Excel data sheet. Okay. So I am working on my report pane. If I take my second pane, I will be able to see all my data. It is taking a bit of time to get loaded because the data is too huge. All countries, all the data. Okay, you will be seeing column-wise data. For example, now we are seeing things about Bangladesh. Okay, the total cases, etc., etc. As I was telling you, you click the model pane, you will be seeing a table-wise design. This is exactly where you can do linkings. You have more than one data set. You can do linkings between two data sets. Anyway, let us now, within might be a 10 minutes, create an interactive dashboard using Power BI. Okay. Now you can see here there are n number of data visualization tools which are available in Power BI. I've clicked a donut chart. I'll click the donut chart. From here, you can directly click all the fields which you want. Okay, so I'll have active cases. I'll even have total cases, and I'll have, yeah, the total recovered. Okay, so that's it. I've got a donut chart. I've got a donut chart. Now what next I'll create is, I'll create a clustered column chart. Okay, so I'll create a clustered column chart where I can do country-wise test. Okay, the total tests which were done per country. Okay, you elongate the chart. Okay, you'll find all the countries, or let's say I'll just do a bit of filtering. Instead of country all, I'll just do a basic filtering like instead of all, I'll have, okay, let it be like that, or okay, we'll do that at the end. Data fields. Okay, my machine is a bit slow, that is why. We'll come back to that at the end. Okay, a total test by country, you can go for a selective, like, top 10, top 30, and all that. Now, you have interesting things like here called something called the slicer. Slicer is something you didn't have in Tableau. Okay, we'll have a slicer over here. Okay, I'll have a country slicer. Okay, I've taken up a slicer. I'll have a country slicer. Okay, so where you can check, you can directly check about the countries and all that. Okay, let's even have a line chart. Okay, line chart where we can have country, the total recovered, and the active cases. Okay, I'll just make it a bit more smaller so that I can have more things onto my pane. Okay, so I've created a line chart. I created a line chart which does a comparison between the total recovered cases and the total active cases. You even have something called, we'll see this, KPI. Okay, key power indicators. I'll go for the population over here, which will give you an estimate about the population. I can even have a stacked bar. Okay, I'll have a stacked bar where you can see things colorfully. We'll go for country, the total cases, the total deaths, okay, and the active cases, the total recovered. Okay, so in a single thing you will be able to see. Hope you remember something where we saw in the PPT about the median household incomes of the Americans. Okay, that was a stacked bar chart. Okay, now together with that, you even have something called data cards. Data cards, which are very interactive tools. Okay, I'll have a few data cards. The first data card, I can have the active cases in each country. Okay, the active cases in each country. It gives me things in 6 million, which being an Indian, I do have difficulty in understanding. I'll just go for a bit of formatting. I have my formatting tool over here. I go for my data label. I'll give none. I'll just elongate it a bit so that, instead of my million, these are the number of the active cases, total active cases, which were there in the whole world August 9th. I'll just do a copy paste of that and create a few more. Okay, instead of active cases, I'll have death per 1 million. or total deaths in the world. Here, instead of active cases, I can have deaths per 1 million. Deaths per 1 million of the population. Okay. I can even have, let's say, the serious or critical. Serious or critical. As per August 9th, we did have these many serious critical people. Okay. Now let's see. You can go interactive. You can go interactive, like let's say the case of India. Okay. I'll select the case of India. EFGHI. Okay. When I click India, I should be able to get the details which were on August 9th. But look here, I do have a few graphs which changed, did not look good. So I do have a freezing option. I'll go for formatting, edit interactions. Okay. So when this is clicked, I don't want this to change. I don't want this to change. I don't want this to change. Okay. Now let me click India. Okay. Those graphs didn't change. Okay. I'll even keep this also unchanged. Format, edit interactions. Okay. When I click this, okay, just a minute. Just format it once again. Format, edit interactions. Okay, I've frozen that. I've frozen that. Now, when I click India, or let's see, I'll click Afghanistan to be easier. The first option. Okay, cases in Afghanistan came up. Cases in Afghanistan came up. My total test by country, the total recovered and active country cases, and my stacked bar, they remain unchanged because, you know, we did a freezing over there. So as of August 9th, there were 31 critical cases in Afghanistan. Okay. Now let's go for another country. Let's go for Australia. Okay, so this was what happened in Australia August 9th. There were 9,217 cases. Let's see Denmark. Okay. Very good. They've got only 2 cases which were critical on August 9th. Let's say India. India, we did have close to 9,000 critical cases, 32 deaths per 1 million. The total deaths almost 44,000 something. Active cases, we did have 6 lakh. Okay, and you have a graph which perfectly shows how much were active, how much were total, and how much were recovered, and so on. So we saw that, you know, within, let's say, 10 minutes, I was able to create an interactive dashboard, even using my Power BI. Even using my Power BI. Now you might be wondering, why would you want such things? Why would you want such things? Now, Power BI is actually a very powerful tool in research. Power BI is a very powerful tool on research. I will show you a research paper which has done extensive use of Power BI. Muruga Bhupati sir, can you see my PDF file, a PDF file?
I'm visible, madam. Please proceed, madam. உங்க கதவை கொஞ்சம் பூட்டுங்க. அண்ணா.
But there are many There are many free. There are many free online tools available. There are many online free tools available. PictoChart comes up with good visualizations. PictoChart does come. Tableau, there is a problem. I know why you asked that question. Tableau doesn't come free. Tableau comes up with 14-day trial versions, after which you will have to go for an updation. Tableau, if I'm not wrong, if you go for an individual licensing, it costs up to $30, $40 per month. Luckily, I do have an institution membership for Tableau. That is why I was able to show you on a licensed Tableau version. But there are lots of incentives from Tableau for the student community. Like if you register through an institution, through a college, there are huge discounts available. And if I'm not wrong, they even give 1 year free trial for students, 1 year free trial for students. But Power BI is free. Power BI is free. And the very interesting thing is of both Power BI and Tableau is you can publish it online. Both of them are triggered with the cloud, AWS Azure. So once you publish them, your workbooks, be it your Tableau workbook or be it your Power BI workbook, you can access it via links. And because it can be published via the cloud, all the security settings of the cloud of that particular cloud provider will be there by default. In Google Charts and D3. In my PowerPoint, I did talk about Google Charts and D3. Yes, Tableau has an Tableau has AWS cloud link. Tableau is even connected to Azure. Power BI has both Azure and AWS. Both are possible. Roxy is a weather scientist. I know Roxy very personally. Roxy Matthew Call, he's weather. He works on weather scientist. He is very acclaimed. He is as of now in the US. Thank you, Roxy, for attending my session. We were schoolmates. Roxy does lots of research on the changes in the climatic conditions in and around India. Of course, he basically works on the world data, and of course, Indian data. He's much more interested in the world data. And out of interest, he does work on the Indian data too. Any questions? Even students and doctoral scholars, you could be using these interactive dashboards widely, because it helps you in bringing out very good inferences on your data, because very good inferences, analysis, and all that. The only thing is data visualization tools. They are not too much into the data mining. They are more of visualization tools than mining tools. So it is recommendable you finish off your data mining, you finish up all your cleaning. Though Power BI, it has a query editor where you can be transforming your data. There are limitations for that. So it is recommended that you do your data mining using your usual data mining tools, and then you do your visualization using the visualization tools. In fact, Tableau and Power BI, they support R, Python, and all. You can integrate all of them. It all depends upon what you want to work and how you work on things. Shijo sir, please share recorded video. Sir, I'll check with the organizers and then I'll share the recorded video, sir. Um,
Thank you, ma'am.
just a minute. I'll just share a few tools in case. Uh, I've listed out a few tools. Might be if you're interested in, like, as I was telling, these are many tools which people normally use, like, Google Charts, Plotly, and all that. Google Charts, as we all know, it's free. Good graphics come up. Things work very much. And even things like Vega and DeckGL and all, you can even have good interactive dashboards on your mobile. They even work on your mobiles. In fact, Tableau also, they work on Android and iPhone, not on Windows phones. Tableau, your interactive dashboards, it will work on both your iPhones and the Android. But Power BI, it will work on everything, be it your Windows phone or your Android phone or your iPhone. Power BI would work on everything. Muruga Bhubadi sir, I think there are not more questions. I think I've answered all the questions.
Yeah. If any queries,
yeah, just a minute, sir. For a quick. Okay, thank you. Yeah, advantages. Sir, be it Tableau or Power BI, there are its own advantages, disadvantages. Like, I've worked on many. I've worked on Tableau. I worked on Power BI. I worked on ClickSense. I worked on many infographic tools. Tableau, I think the graphics come out perfect. Power BI, it's easy to use. I would say Power BI is more of a front-end tool and Tableau is a back-end tool. So, it all depends upon your requirement. It depends upon what data you have and what is the analysis requirement you have. Okay. I think I've answered all the questions in the chat box, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Very nice session. So
Thank you, sir.
Can you please share the Power BI link, madam? The downloading. You told that this is
okay. Sir, just a minute. I'll take up my. I'll show you how to download Power BI.
Yeah. Please.
Just a minute. I'll just share my window. Can you see my typing my Google, sir?
Yeah, ma'am. Please proceed, madam.
Okay. Power BI installation is very simple. Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop. Okay. The first one itself, you'll get that. Power BI desktop. Okay. It's freely downloadable, sir. It is freely downloadable. Okay. Can you see the download window, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you click it. Click it, and then that's it. The normal, just like you install a Notepad++. Normal installation things are very, very easy. They'll ask you. I'm not down clicking it because I do have things already on my machine. You can select whether you want a. I'll click that. You can select whether you want a 32-bit or a 64-bit. That's it. That's it, sir. And you download over here. You can download, click download. That's it. Okay, they'll ask you if you want this one is the Power BI desktop setup. This is the 32-bit. This is the 64-bit. Select whichever you want, and then the download. That's it. Okay. Normal installation. No, not much rocket science involved. No need of setting up paths. Nothing is needed. The only thing which you need to keep in mind is when you use Power BI, first time when you use, they will ask whether you will want to register. I recommend you register because once you register with your email ID, updates would happen automatically, and even it is good if you register for a seamless experience. Things will be easier, the updates and all that. Downloading is very simple, sir. Tableau also downloading. I don't recommend downloading Tableau via the internet. Can you see me downloading Tableau, sir? Muruga Bhubadi, sir, yes, can you see my...
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
It is available. It is available. The desktop version of Tableau is available. But the problem is there would be a lot of missing gaps when you do this. I'm not sure whether they purposefully have kept some gaps in it. But Tableau installation via the internet, things will not work perfect. But interestingly, if you mail Tableau, they will give you a link through which you can download. That things will work perfectly. But you could try your luck. You could try your luck very much by installing the desktop version through the internet. Might be if Lady Luck is with you, things might happen. It never happened for me perfectly. I went for a licensed version. That is why. Anything else, sir?
Thank you, madam. Nothing, ma'am. Very nice presentation. Very nice, informative things also we have to learn and today. Then, if any query from audience side, I think there is no query. Ravi Teja?
Sir.
Yeah, please. Please proceed, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the valuable information provided by Dr. Ann Baby, ma'am. Hope it is useful for everyone. And we are very glad for onboarding into the session, ma'am. And thanks to Mr. Dr. A. Francis Xavier Devaraj, sir, HOD of CSC Department, and Ms. Dr. P. Deepalakshmi, ma'am, Dean for School of Computing, for providing the opportunity to conduct this tech talk. And thanks to the coordinators, Dr. B. Pichai Manikyam, sir, and Dr. G. Murugabhupati, sir, Mr. T. Balakrishnan, sir, and all other second-year class coordinators and third-year class coordinators for making this session successful. By this, we are concluding this session. Thank you, one and all.
I would like to place on record my sincere thanks and gratitude to Dr. Francis, Head of the Department Computer Science, Dr. Deepalakshmi, Dean Computer Science, and Dr. Muruga Bhupati for coordinating the Tech Talk in a very efficient manner. And thank you, Ravi Teja, for coordinating things. Thank you, one and all.
Pleasure, man.
Thank you to all.
Can I leave the meeting, sir?
Yeah, sure, madam.
Thank you, sir.
I will call.
So please do send me the recorded link.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I will call to you, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, bye, sir.
Bye, ma'am. காலையில் ப்ரோக்ராமை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்போது தங்கம் 137 பேர் தான் இருந்துச்சு. இதுக்கப்புறம் 174 பேர் இருக்காங்க. போனது 174 பேர் இருக்கு. 37 பேர் வந்து இப்போ சேர்த்து இது பண்ணியிருக்கான். அவன் வந்து அட்டன் பண்ணது 166 பேர் கிட்ட வந்துருக்கு. இதில் நாங்கள் ஒரு 4-5 பேர்கிட்ட ஃபேக்கல்ட்டி வேறு இருக்கோம். என்ன கிரெடிட் அப்படின்னாக்கா இந்த வருஷம் ஈவெண்ட்